All right, now Tay, look, all love and respect. You know we cool. Congrats on the success. I think you're at like what, almost 350,000 subscribers. So congrats on your success on YouTube. I loved when we collabed. I'm looking forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks in Vegas, so we can finally meet each other in person and do an interview in person. That's gonna be dope. But listen, one thing I love about your channel is that you're not only pretty, you're fairly consistent, but you're fair, right? You hold people accountable, and a lot of women don't like you because you hold a lot of women accountable, right? So I don't know if this is your attempt for holding the men accountable or trying to balance it out. I don't know, but I did not agree with a lot of stuff you were saying. Like, girl, what you was talking about. Like, you was tripping with this video. So without further ado, man, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. I would really, really appreciate it. Let's see what this girl talking about.
Now, I'm super excited about this. Somebody said a group of men make a list of women you shouldn't take on dates. So let's unpack this. Y'all know I'm open-minded. You guys know that I'm very opinionated. All these things that are on here, I'm probably not going to agree with, but I'm trying to understand men's perspective. But also understand, ladies, if you don't have certain qualities, it doesn't mean you're not worthy. It doesn't mean you're trashy or worthless. Like, sometimes men pick at things and it's like, bro, y'all have the most opinions about women, but y'all still run into these same bimbos. But that
Okay, see, that's my first problem. Tay, listen, again, all love and respect. I'm not coming from a disrespectful place with this, but you know what you just said is hypocritical. That can be applied to both sexes, right? Women complain all day long about certain or a particular type of men, but they keep dating the same type of men. Men complain about particular types of women, but they tend to date those types of women. But to be fair, more often than not, it's usually women that's complaining about a particular type of man that they tend to, repeatedly date over and over and over, as opposed to men. Let's just be fair about this. That applies both ways, but more so to women.
That's besides the point. So the first one, single moms. I understand why somebody doesn't want to date a single mother or a single father. Y'all come with too much baggage, too much issues, baby father drama. I got to take care of a kid, all that. It's too much work. I get it, but I'm not going to sit here and say a single mother isn't worthy, because there's some great single moms out there. But next,
I agree with everything you just said. Everything you just said.
women with tattoos. I understand not every man loves women with tattoos. A lot of people like to tie in trauma with tattoos, and I've met so many women who are so happy, full of life, that are inked up.
Okay, Tay, what we doing here? Come on, man. Come on, man. You know what you're doing. And I understand a lot of these are probably going to hit home and be really personal for you. One of them being that, you are, if y'all are not familiar with Tay, she's pretty tatted, right? She has a lot of tats on her arms, her chest. So I know you're probably taking this personal. They're right? You know, like I know, that this list does not mean that this applies to every single woman that's tatted. This is a list that's talking about generally speaking, more times than not. You know what that this list is referring to that, right? And yes, literally, more times than not, bro. It's literally a study? Something was conducted that showed that the more tattoos a person have, not just women, but men as well, the more tattoos a person has, the higher the chances are that that person has dealt with a lot of trauma, a lot of things in their life on a negative side. That's facts, right? That don't mean it applies to everybody, but more times than not, people with the most tattoos have a lot of trauma that comes along with those tattoos, and that's almost a coping mechanism for a lot of human beings. That's facts, and you know it's facts.
A lot of my homegirls that are blasted, their throat is done. Y'all, they're married with kids. So again, that's why I don't really look at these things and stress about it, because they be checking for me and they talk about, I don't like girls with tattoos, but when they meet me, it's a whole different ball game. But next.
Fair enough, Tay, but for what it's worth, just real quick, and it may not apply to you, but just because a person is happy does not mean that they have not dealt with a lot of trauma, and it does not mean that they're currently not dealing with a lot of trauma, right? So we got to be fair about that. Being happy is not some sort of substitute for trauma.
Women who dress like this. So I'm assuming women who dress flashy, this and that. I'm sorry. I'm at the stage in my life where if you don't like the way a woman dresses, then go to a girl who dresses in a freaking, trash bag, or dresses closed up. Like, we're making things a big deal. You don't got to date her. Simple. Next. Number 4, S workers. OF girls and mattress actresses strip. Okay, now I can see why a man wouldn't want to date y'all because no offense, you guys are literally getting guys hard for occupation. That's kind of sick. You're a stripper, you're dancing on guys, getting them rock hard and coming home, and that you consider that being faithful. That's wild. But hey,
Agreed.
there are women who are strippers that are married. There are girls that are OF that do have partners. So men saying that, there's still some men out here who date those. Like, the only reason why OnlyFans is so popping right now is because of all the simps and incels. So men, y'all participate in that. So you have no say so when it comes to that. The reason why I talk shit about OF is because I'm not subscribed to it, and I think it's disgusting.
To be fair, Tay, I agree with most of what you just said, but just because there are men out there that may, and you know this because you talk about this pretty consistently on your channel as it pertains to women. So we got to keep that same energy. Just because a man put this list together and that there are men out there that will date strippers and OnlyFans girls, that don't mean that that was the type of man that made this list or the type of men that made this list, right? Boom. You're speaking as if the type of men that would still date strippers made this list. You don't know that, right?
Next, women with an IG page. What? That's crazy. I'm sorry, but the thing that a lot of men and women do, if you have social media, you cheat. If you are on social media, you have too many people having access to you. I'm sorry, but I would much rather be with a person who has a lot of people on them and turns those people down. Somebody who has never had attention and then gets a little ounce of it is more likely to cheat. I hope you know that. But
I agree.
Hey, you do what you want with that information.
I agree with everything you just said.
Next, women with non-ear piercings. Ooh, like gauges. Again, I understand it doesn't look professional to some men. I don't knock it. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I don't want to wear hoops all the time, so that's a preference. Okay, that's fine.
But isn't all of this a preference though? Tay, love and respect once again. But listen, you're not being consistent here, and I think it's just hitting home to you, and you're a human being and you're allowed to do that. And I understand that. But we got to have somebody here who can think a little bit more, logical here. And this isn't just a preference. It's talking about most men's preferences, right? So that's a difference as it pertains to just one or two men. This is most men. Most men will not and are not attracted to women with non-ear piercings, right? And myself personally, I would prefer the woman that I ain't gonna get into all that, but most men, including myself, are not attracted to women that have piercings on other parts of their body, right? It's seen as not modest and it's seen as unladylike. That's just what it is. That's how most men feel.
Fine. Number 7, women with purple hair or any other natural hair color. I'm sorry, but no offense to the LGBTQ, non-binaries, all you guys have blue hair. So anytime a guy sees a girl with those type of blue hair, it screams red flag. And I'm not saying that. This is just things that I've seen. This is things that I've heard. Next.
Agreed.
Women with, I'm guessing like, slutty friends. Again, y'all homeboys be cheating, y'all homeboys be lying and stuff like that. So let's not do that. I feel like people should stop judging their partner's friends and judge their partner. If your partner is dumb enough to follow their friend's lead, that's when you should start looking at them and saying, yeah, I can't be with you. Because if I meet a man and he's a good guy and his friends are dumb, I'm not going to go, yep, you're just like them. No, everybody's different. We all have that goofy one in the friend group, the one who does dumb shit. And then the one who's like, come on now, we always got to be telling them something. But I don't act like my friends. I don't do the same things my friends do. And I'm not influenced by my friends. My homegirls could tell me, girl, leave him. You stay out of my business. But again, I have a mouthpiece on me and I protect my relationship. So saying that, your girlfriend's weak-minded if she's listening to her friends. That's on you. You date a weak-minded girl, you're gonna get weak-minded stuff. That's my opinion.
Okay, Tay, I was with you at the beginning and then you lost me, all right? Yes, you make a heck of a point, which is what? Men will claim that they don't want women like that, but literally got homeboys that cheat. I 100% know what you mean by that. I have witnessed that, and I've been in that scenario before where I've had friends that have not been so faithful to their girls before. I've been there and done it. And then you lost me when you said, but you can't judge a girl based on her friends. Yes, you can. You should judge a person based on the crowd that they hang with. Even if you're the best person and you're not choosing to conduct yourself like those friends that are making bad decisions, why surround yourself with somebody who has different morals than you, right? We can only go by those context clues, right? We got to be fair. That reminds me of a video I just saw earlier today, about these girls that was being interviewed.
What's the worst thing a man can do during sex?
The worst? I don't know. I've never had sex. Either have I.
You guys aren't virgins.
Yeah, we are.
Ain't no way.
Yeah.
Why haven't you done it yet?
We're very religious.
We're saving ourselves.
For marriage?
Yep.
Yes.
Now be honest with me. When you come out to the clubs in Miami especially, and you dress how you dress, do you think...
Dress how I dress?
Yes.
What does that mean?
I'm saying exactly how you are right now.
Which means implying what?
When you have your belly out and you're wearing tight clothing
My belly out with
and you're
tight
showing
clothing.
cleavage. Yeah.
With cleavage. Okay.
Listen, whether you're actually virgins or not, I don't believe that you are. Listen, human beings, we use context clues, right? To make sound judgments, to make sound decisions. That's literally how we get by in life. That's not a crime. And if you are out at clubs dressed that way, and then act surprised that like you're so offended and you don't know what people are talking about or referring to when they're talking about the way you're dressed, you know what that means. Don't act surprised, because if a man walked into an establishment with no underwear and gray sweatpants, you would have a problem with that. And you would think that that's weird, and you would judge that man based on how he's dressed, right? So let's be consistent here, right? If you're dressed that way with tattoos, that comes with a stigma, right? We have to be consistent about that. If a man is looking for a woman, or if a woman is looking for a man, the people that you hang and put yourself around says a lot about you as a person. It is what it is.
So next, models who market to men. Okay, I'm not going to touch on that. I don't care about that. Women who travel regularly. Okay, there's some women out here who are making more money than men. So if she's traveling, it doesn't mean she's getting banged out, and it doesn't mean a guy's paying for that. Now, if it's a guy paying for it and random dudes paying for it, that's different. Now, I understand why that'd be a red flag.
I agree with you, Tay, but almost 100%, but not quite there. Yes, a woman can be traveling, and that does not necessarily mean that she's doing something she doesn't have any business doing. But you got to think about it from a man's perspective, which you're a woman, so I understand you don't fully understand. But from a man's perspective, a man wants his woman home. That's just by nature. A man is protective. If you're traveling, it's very hard for that man to be protective of you because you're always gone. And psychologically speaking, a man is going to just assume like, okay, if you're not here with me and you're traveling, who's holding you at night? Who's keeping you safe? Because we're just protective by nature, right? So it's going to be a lot more difficult for a man to be able to be in a healthy relationship with a woman who's traveling a lot, because we don't associate that with something that we feel, by naturally speaking, with something that a woman should be doing.
Women who drink liquor. Yes, I think that liquor and alcohol is a very bad thing for a lot of women. Look at Krishan. She drinks, gets crazy. She drinks, posts videos of her in Blueface doing it. Like, there's nothing good that comes out of girls who are intoxicated, and girls who go out and get drunk and, oh my God, I don't remember the night. Why would I want to be with you if you don't remember the night? God knows what the you're doing. But like I said, to me, drugs and alcohol are automatic no. Women with weak, absent fathers. Okay. That's something that a lot of men should not talk about, because a lot of men don't have women as good mothers, and they don't have fathers in their life. So saying that is messed up, because a lot of women cannot control who their fathers are. And those women, you think a woman would say, I don't want a father. I want to live a life without a father. That's crazy. Every girl that I know that doesn't have a dad wishes she had one. So to me, as long as that girl is actively working towards being a good woman, doesn't suppress any emotions from that, is healing towards being a better person, I could never say that.
I agree that you should not judge a person based on if their parents are in their life or not, because that's something they can't control. However, both from a man's perspective and a woman's perspective, as it applies to both men and women, statistically speaking, if a person did not grow up with a father in their life, they are much more likely, statistically speaking, to be a lot more heavier to deal with. A lot more baggage comes with people like that. I just happen to be one of those people that didn't have a dad in my life, and I think I'm a great person, right? But nonetheless, statistically speaking, if we're being fair, this list is based off experiences and statistics. So I can understand why a person will feel that way. Not how I live my life, but I can understand.
Women with a party voice. I don't know what that means. Or do you mean by deep, or like, I don't know what that means. Next.
Loud. And I agree with that. It's very unattractive.
Women on dating apps. I'm sorry, but that's dumb. There's women out here
Agreed.
who are shy and introverted, and I know a lot of women who don't go out. So how is she supposed to meet people if she doesn't go out? Like, for me, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I live in Vegas. I don't club. I don't drink. I don't go to bars. Where am I gonna meet people? You see what I'm saying? So to me, dating apps, I see nothing wrong with it. It depends what you're using the dating apps for. Like I said, y'all, there's people out here who have met on dating apps and are married or been together for a long time. These questions are stupid as hell.
I disagree, Tay. I agree with what you said, but I disagree that it's stupid. Like, that's a great and that's a fair point from a lot of men's perspective, because A woman who's on a dating app more times than not is seen as a promiscuous woman. We know that all women on dating apps are not promiscuous, but I can understand why men feel that way, right? But I do agree with what you said as to the plethora of different reasons that people, including women, are on dating apps, and it does not necessarily speak to who or how they are as a person. So I agree. All right, I'm not gonna go through the whole list. I just want to say, Tay, while I agree with some of the things you said, I did not agree with the majority of it. I think you were getting a little emotional and personal with it, but you can find videos on my channels that's like that as well. We're human at the end of the day. What do y'all think about this video? What do you think about this list? Hop in the comment section, give me your thoughts, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and yo, ask me about my podcast, man. Peace. Oh yeah, Diddy got a podcast.